Welcome to our show In Conversation. Today we have Mr. Mike Golonka. He is the managing director of Crowley, Crowley US.
Yeah, I'm part of Crowley Technical Management, and we're what I call an asset-like part of the company. We manage vessels for U.S. and international owners throughout the world. But I'm only a little part of Crowley as a whole, a very large organization.
And I can also, if I can introduce Mr. Sanjay Shesh. He is the managing director of Crowley Accord Marine Management. And before we start our conversation with Mr. Mike, we first congratulate you for expanding your activities in this part of the world, sir.
Oh, and we think this is exciting. This is only the tip of the iceberg, the way we see it. You start looking at what we're doing with our other companies, Titan Solutions, and all the group of Crowley companies, and put us together with Crowley Accord. Our opportunities are endless.
To start this interview, sir, or this conversation, if I can say, you have expanded your business activities in this part of the world. And now you see India has been seen by many in the Western world and also in the East as a land of opportunities now. Particularly in Indian subcontinent and in India, if I can say, what opportunities do you see for Crowley?
Well, initially when we looked at, we were looking for crewing capabilities. We wanted to be able to offset our crew in the U.S. with both international and some of our owners. But then we discovered that there's a whole new part of this, and the capability. We see very young maritime world here. Opportunities are endless, and they're exactly what we're doing in the U.S., like our Puerto Rico from Jacksonville to Puerto Rico trade, which we've been doing for years. And we just see that. We see the ATB programs. We see our Jones Act tanker fleets. All this is opportunities here in India, and if you look at where you're positioned too, we're midway, and it's just perfect for us.
That's really very encouraging, actually, for our readers and also our viewers. Other thing, actually, that makes me to ask you one very interesting thing. We have a new government in India, and they have been very, very clear about certain things like the coastal water and also the inland waterways. They want to develop the navigation in the inland waterways, and they want to develop the coastal navigation. Crowley, as I can understand, you have many expertise like designing the vessels, construction management. Do you see a future for Crowley in India?
I see,
in these areas?
I see multiple opportunities. Like I was saying, we own our own naval art company, and we were just talking about Jensen and how we expand Jensen into this area and use those resources. We're developing LNG tankers. We're developing LNG fueling and barging systems. And they're exactly what we need to do over here. And we put the two expertise together, and I just see it as a win-win for everyone.
That's great. Another thing which is very impressive about Crowley is that you are also the market leaders in emergency response, in marine salvage. Now, as you know, there are 4 to 5 months, actually 4 months of monsoon season in India, and we hear of so much disasters taking place, particularly in the last decade, if you have noticed that. What are your plans for this segment of the industry?
Well, beyond our Titan's salvage capabilities out there.
But that is based in Singapore.
No, that's actually worldwide based.
Okay.
You know, we have offices in Australia, London, Singapore, of course, and it continues to grow. But beyond that, we've developed a relationship with the U.S. government in that we consider it the 1-800-Crowley number. We've been instrumental in Hurricane Sandy, the Haiti earthquake, and now we're in West Africa supporting them in the Ebola effort there. And we're doing the logistics. We're actually bringing ships in and helping set up hospitals and distribute that. But it's just a small part. And again, we're taking capabilities that Crowley does, meaning the logistic work that we do it all over the world. We're taking our capabilities with our shipping, our ship management side, both U.S. and international, and then just combining them in our relationships with the U.S. government and our capabilities there. That's how I see us coming over here and expanding that as well. It's nothing new. It's what we do every day. The Costa Concordia was a great project, but it's what we do every day.
That's really good. Another opportunity which is seen to be emerging in India is the LNG sector. Here, as you may appreciate the fact that the requirements are growing exponentially, and India has ordered some ships. They have huge requirements. SCI is actually in partnership with some of the companies, and they will be importing from Canada. And I have seen from your website, and as we know, the Crowley is a very big player in LNG sector as well. You are supplying regularly to the industry there.
We actually did an acquisition a few years back of a small LNG company, and that was really to service the Caribbean. But at the same time, as you look at the structure of the United States, and we have the eco zones out there, and the perfect market is the Caribbean. We are building 2 new LNG vessels that are fully LNG Conroes, and we'll basically substitute our tug and barge operation that's been going on for years down in Puerto Rico, and they'll be fully LNG vessels. So that's only the tip of the iceberg. So we're designing. You build a vessel, you then need to bunker it. You need to have liquefaction plants. So we're doing that. We're doing it with some of our major customers down in the Caribbean, Coca-Cola, and we've actually supplying it in a containerized format and basically powering their bottling and their manufacturing down there. So yes, I see Crowley as a major player. We're being approached every day for new designs, for new tugs, new barges, and new ships, especially with our new ones coming out.
And now coming back to the ship management business, that is where you started in India. What are your expectations? And if I can ask both of you, how is it going?
Well, Crowley's introduction to this part of the world through ship management, as Mike very clearly said, that initially they wanted to do crewing out of India.
Yeah.
And India being one of the second largest population in the world. And yes, we have the potential of supplying very qualified, very good in communication seafarers to various people across the globe. So Crowley thought that it's a good idea to take crew from India and use them in the US and their other clients across the globe. But while we were talking to each other, they realized that there are 40 people sitting out here who know ship management quite well. And they were very impressed with our systems and the way we operate. And moreover, they were impressed with the economy of scales. That they thought that they can expand their business worldwide and get the transparency which is associated with the name of Crowley across the globe, associated with a company like Capt, which is malleable, can be molded into a certain type of company, and can align their thought process with a big company like Crowley, and provide economical, effective ship management to people all across the globe. That was one of the intentions of us coming together and launching ourselves as a ship management company. It started off as crewing, but eventually landed up trying to do ship management together. Introduction of Crowley by way of such a small conduit, by way of ship management, or such a small activity into this country, exposed Crowley to various things that can happen in India with their expertise, which they have already been doing in the US. So Crowley is a company which has got a tradition, which is a 120-year plus company, old company, and they take their steps very carefully. Even while taking over Capt, they were very careful in selecting the company. That they must have gone through at least 30 companies, and 30 or maybe much more number of companies
Absolutely right.
in this part of the world. But they chose Capt because they thought there were a lot of synergies, and Capt and its partners together also saw a transparent big giant of a company called Crowley associating with them, and this synergy decided, we both decided that yes, we can take steps forward. Now it is up to us Indians to project various opportunities that lie in India and around the Indian peninsula, to attract Crowley to get their focus towards various things that you just mentioned and asked Mike.
So if I am not wrong, actually what I can make out is ship management business is just
A beginning.
starting.
It's a beginning.
Yeah, it's a beginning.
It is a beginning.
Yeah.
I do want to add though that we looked at a lot of companies, and I think the key was that we found here at Accord was transparency. Very old, dedicated company. We have very strong ethics and how we do business, and we saw that. And when I visited Crowley Accord now, I was shocked at how it mimicked exactly what we do in the States.
Absolutely.
It was the exact same program. We have the same type of reporting. Some better and some better on our side. So we're learning from each other. And at the same time, we're already doing some of Crowley work right here out of this office.
Yeah. And Mike now he visits India more often and will meet a lot of people. After meeting people, he will discover various opportunities. He is one of the senior. He belongs to the senior most management in Crowley, and has a ear of Tom Crowley directly to him. And I'm sure he'll be able to influence a lot of activity, which Crowley will undertake over a period of time in India. We were just talking in the morning about the projects in the Ganges River in India. Crowley will see it as a good opportunity because they are doing something similar to this in the Mississippi River out there. So yes, I mean, Crowley Accord is just an introduction and a beginning of a relationship, not only between the two companies, but this we can actually use to connect the maritime fraternity in the US and India.
Excellent. That's really music to the ears. And if I can ask you, and my last question to you, you have very vast experience of doing business in many parts of the world, whether it is Russia or Europe or Caribbeans, everywhere you have done business. How it is different doing business in India?
I don't think it's a whole lot different. I think a lot of it relates to the people that we're dealing with. We have the mariners, the educational level of what we're finding. We've had Indian mariners in our fleet for years, and they've always impressed us. And I think that's the key. It's really working with the people. And like I said, I walk into this office, it's like walking into our office in Jacksonville. It's the same. The people do the exact same thing. The skill sets are excellent over here. And that's where I think we really work off of compared to around the world.
Thank you very much for your time. I know you have a very busy schedule, and you have given us some time. Thank you very much, Mr. Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Captain. Thank you.